end of the season, it is the playoffs, and, well, you know, we're going to have a look at the end of season awards right now because, well, I don't want to give you any spoilers, but we can already guess a few guys we're going to be seeing in the Pro Bowl team. I think Ashley Stokes is going to make it as a kick return at 39,000 XP. Trayvon Bromley, I think, will be there as a running back with 40,000. Philip Van Dijk, 31,000. I know already a couple of award winners. The offensive line gets in again, at least the 3 middle guys get in. I'm not sure about Filer, I don't think so with that XP. Let's see if anybody else gets high numbers. No, the only shame, of course, is because George Connor didn't get to play as much. He's stuck with just the low XP. But, you know, we'll get over that. We'll look at the defense as well. Rashad Peters, already as good as he could be, gets 40,000 XP to spend. And Rashad Bass has got a bunch. Hunter Washington's got a bunch. So we can expect to see a few familiar faces in the Pro Bowl team. However, we'll now go to the end of year awards. I already know who won because I saw it in the news. And you should already know who won because it's not that big a surprise. So MVP goes to Dak Prescott. We didn't expect to win MVP. Coach of the year. Yeah, you shouldn't win it when it took you 3 seasons to get back to being half decent when you weren't that bad. So AFC Offensive Player of the Year. We obviously don't get Defensive Player of the Year. It's a shame. And well, we were in 3rd place. Where is he now? In 8th. So that always happens. It's a shame, but it's bound to happen. So, 1st place, Philip Van Dijk, the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Probably the worst Offensive Rookie of the Year season in history. But he's not that bad either. We'll see. When we take a look at his rushing stats, combine them with his passing stats, you'll see he's pretty much deserving of this, considering George Connor's number 2. He missed a bunch of games and had, 800 receiving yards. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Rashad Bass. Rashad Peters was close. Kevon Hardwick, but Rashad Bass, we'll see his numbers as well. I'm sure they'll be good. I don't know about his specifically. I don't really know about Van Dijk specifically. I just saw, certain updates throughout the year. Let's see, we don't get any best position players here, which is a shame. Best linebacker, we had a chance at, but he ended up at number 3. Best defensive back, we have good defensive backs, they just never stand a chance. And Justin Tucker gets best kicker, which helps him out as well. That is the awards. Now, we're not going to spend much time talking about things because, of course, we've got to go and get into the playoffs. The question is, do we have any guys who are going to turn up for the playoffs here, or is it more of a after the season type deal? So the 8-8 Patriots, a 500 team, is the first team we've got to play, a team we get to host. So we played the 8-8 Patriots. The last time we played them in the regular season, we beat them 42-16. So we know beat them, so there's zero excuses here. We can't go, playoff teams are tougher to beat. We've already beaten this exact team, and I'm pretty sure they didn't have any injuries. We'll, of course, take a look at the injuries, maybe refresh ourselves on the team, but what we want to do first is take a look at what, the playoffs look like up until this. So the Wildcard round was Chargers at Chiefs, and the Chiefs won. Bears at Vikings, and the Vikings won. Steelers at Patriots, and the Patriots won. I'm telling you what, I'm glad somehow they managed to win that one, because the Steelers would have been a tougher game. And the Seahawks-Falcons, the Seahawks win. That sets up these divisional games. Obviously, Patriots at Ravens, Seahawks at Rams, Chiefs at Jags, and Vikings at Eagles. Now, 3 years ago we would have left at that. Now that looks, pretty realistic here. Does, of course, mean that if we win, we will be facing either the Chiefs or the Jaguars, standing in the way of a Super Bowl appearance in our first real season as a team we think is half decent. And I believe, I have a sneaking suspicion that Philip Van Dijk might be one of those guys, as, former Ravens quarterbacks have always tended to be. He might be one of those guys that turns up in the playoffs. So the Patriots going to be missing Nate Solder. That's obviously going to be big. So here we go, playoffs. Finally, after a few seasons of absolute irrelevance, we're here in the playoffs against the New England Patriots in the snow. The Patriots are ready for this. They won't have spent a couple of seasons out. Well, here we are. The Patriots starting it off with a pass play, a completion to Dwayne Allen, and a quick tackle. Those tackles in the snow were the ones that nobody really wants to make, but those tackles, the sacks, they definitely want to make. 1st and 10 now for our offense, and we go straight with a quarterback draw, and Philip Van Dijk manages to pick up the first down. 1st and 10, we keep running the ball. Trayvon Bromley gets a decent enough block, actually does end up getting taken down by the guy who was blocked by Juju Smith-Schuster. And then Jaquan Barber, of course, will go through the first man to get there. First and goal, running the ball again. Trayvon Bromley on the 9-yard line, takes it to the 2-yard line. Then on third and goal, loss of 2 yards. That should have been a completion to George Connor. You might as well call it a fumble, the amount of time he spent with it in his hands. But on 4th and 5, the Patriots have to punt away to the weapon, Ashley Stokes. And let's see what he can do here in the playoffs. Having to take it wide outright, but he's getting some blocks. He gets a big one there. If he can beat this one man for speed. No, he can't. He gets taken out of bounds at the 25-yard line. But still, we will absolutely take that as a return. Second and goal now on the 11. Trayvon Bromley just short of the goal line again at the 2-yard line. We try and give it to Tariq Cohen. Immediately hit. Manages to get out of that though. Tries to cut it upfield, but he can't do anything. That was unsuccessful from the beginning. 3rd and 5. We obviously settled for 3 points there. So at least we're leading now 3-0. But the Patriots moving the ball. And a run here with Tevin Coleman. Tevin Coleman moving. Taking a big hit from Keywan Hardwick. And he was actually injured on that hit. So Dion Lewis comes in. And he takes a big hit from Tyus Bowser. Then on 1st and goal, we see Rob Gronkowski with the touchdown catch. What do you expect? He's got plenty of those in the playoffs. Then 1st and 10, we're running the ball with Trayvon Bromley. We're now down 7-3. Looking to get something here. 3 minutes, 53 seconds left in the first half. A completion there to Juju Smith-Schuster. Obviously, we'd like to really run down the clock here and get a touchdown. That would be nice. But we missed the catch there from Ashley Stokes. Wide open. Making it 3rd and 8. Philip Van Diak looking, finding Juju Smith-Schuster, who does not make the catch. So 3rd and 10 now. Looking for a screen here with Tariq Cohen, who doesn't really get much of any kind of blocks here out on the left. He did make the first man miss, but then gets pushed out of bounds. We missed a field goal attempt that really we should have converted. So 7-3 the score. Still a little check down there. Gave him enough to get a field goal. Score 10-3 as we start the second half here. Philip Van Diak looking in the direction of Connor, but overthrowing him. 1st and 10, dropping back. Got plenty of time back here. Manages to find Juju Smith-Schuster on the sideline for a completion. 3rd and 2 now at the 7-yard line. A quick zip into George Connor, who this time makes that catch. It's a real tough one to take in this kind of weather, but he manages to hold on. 2nd and 9. Jacoby Brissett thought about rolling out to the left. Should have done it because he takes the sack. The score now 10 even, and we've got the ball here. 3rd and 6. The completion to George Connor for the first down. 2nd and 10 now at the 43-yard line. Philip Van Diak dropping back, throwing over the middle, but the catch is not made by Jakeem Grant, although he had his hands on the ball. 3rd and 10 there. Tariq Cohen with the catch, and is just tackled by the shoelaces by Malcolm Butler there. We thought he could have gone all the way, but look at that final attempt to make the tackle. 2nd and goal now, and Philip Van Diak gets away from the first man, but is tackled by the second. They send an all-out blitz. We didn't have a great play call for it. Sets up this 3rd and goal where George Connor doesn't make the catch, but would have never been into the end zone anyway. So the score 13-10, 2nd to 5. 10 minutes left in the final quarter here, and it's a sack by Tim Williams, and Cooper was actually injured on that play, so he's out. Now on this play, it's Jacoby Brissett who is injured. Then on 1st and 10, Jaquan Barber fighting through the first contact, fighting through the second contact. McCourty, the man who he beat the first time, now going to try and catch up with him, and he did run out of steam there. But those 2 huge hits allowed him to pick up a whole bunch of yards. So now 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. A quick pass, and Coney Ely had dropped into coverage. Van Diak never saw him, and he just undercut Juju Smith-Schuster and takes that for an easy interception. 1st and 10 now. Pass over the middle. That should have been intercepted, but wasn't. But we got the ball back after they scored a field goal. So the score now tied at 13. 1 minute left in this game. Trayvon Bromley to the outside, loses the ball. It's out of his hands. The Patriots have it, and this could ruin everything for us. This could be the game right here. Jacoby Brissett now rolling out, throwing it downfield, but who else but Rashad Peters? Guess who? Of course it's that man making the huge play here, stopping him for the score. An incredible play by the single most important player probably on this entire team. 3rd and 16 now. Philip Van Diak rolling out to the right. 10 seconds left in this game. It's a completion. We get it. He doesn't get out of bounds, but we have a timeout. And what we see here is clearly we didn't realize at the time we had a timeout. We tried to hurry it up, and that is inexcusable. So now we have the ball here, and that just completely flies out of the way towards no receivers, only towards Devin McCourty, who makes the interception. And now the Patriots have the ball and a lot of steam, and they go 3rd and 5. They get the first down to Rob Gronkowski. They're now in field goal range. Of course, we're in overtime, so if they score here, it doesn't matter what kind of score. They're in, and they win the game. Okay, so I'm not going to include all the end-of-game stats and stuff because I recorded that thinking we lost that game for another reason except for me, but we absolutely lost that game because I did not realize we had a timeout at the end of that game. You saw me trying to hurry up to get to the line. It was my fault for not seeing we had the timeout. Should have taken that and had a comfortable field goal. We lose this game because of that, and all of what I said was, you know, not blaming, but justifying it in terms of what happened in the game, but that wasn't the case. One more thing as well, another week, another 4 sacks for, our poor quarterback. Let's take a look at the injuries. So Rashad Bass and Bernard Cooper out for 5 weeks each, so we would have lost them for the rest of the playoffs, and they would have been big losses as well. So, that's our defensive rookie of the year right there who would have been gone. So, I don't know how much further we could have expected to go, but I did not want to go out at this stage of the playoffs. The only benefit is the fact that now we get to go into the offseason. It should be a pretty good one, mainly because we've got a lot of XP to spend. Let's see who we would have ended up playing. The Jaguars. Let's see how they did against the Chiefs to get here. 41-20. So who knows how we would have played against them. Vikings beat the Eagles, Seahawks beat the Rams. I'm expecting from that then a rematch in the Super Bowl of maybe the Patriots. Now, actually, I'm thinking the Jags and Seahawks will be in there. We'll have to see, of course. So the Pro Bowl is up next, but we'll look at that at the end of season episode. Heartbreak for us there as we go out in the first round of the playoffs. I mean, we lost some guys, but that's no excuse. So, we'll have to see. Oh, Sean Payton comes into the division next year. That'll be interesting. But until then, we've got some off-season stuff to do. Should be fun. There's some interesting looking players in that draft, so, well, there's always next year.